All right, so a few months ago, I bought this Cruis'n USA cabinet that had been converted to the Fast and the Furious Drift. Um, when I bought the cabinet, it originally was just meant to be for parts for my other Cruis'n USA, but as it sat in my garage, I kind of decided I wanted to do something with it. First, my idea was to maybe just convert it back to a Cruis'n USA and link it with my other one. I also kind of thought of putting a PC in it, just doing like a MAME arcade build. Um, but what I kind of just decided to do was go with a Cruis'n World cabinet, even though it technically was a Cruis'n USA. A lot of Cruis'n USA's were converted to Cruis'n World back in the day, and I just kind of thought it would be cool to be able to play both games in my arcade setup. One of the biggest challenges with this is it was missing the seat, and I wasn't really able to find a replacement anywhere. So what I had to do was essentially build a pedestal from scratch, and I just modeled it after my other Cruis'n cabinet. And for the seat, I used a bucket seat that I got off the Facebook Marketplace, and that actually worked out really well for it.
Alright, I pretty much use a belt sander and actually a drill to kind of like drill the curved parts out. Would have been a lot easier with like a jigsaw or belt sander, but I don't have one, so I just got to repeat that for the other side. Alright, well, I just cut out some 2x4s. I did 8. They're 14 inches long. These are two. Hold the two sides together. Be like supports for it. Alright. I got that particle board for free, but I didn't really like how it wasn't smooth, so what I did is kind of got this really cheap board. Just put it over it. Yeah. So here's the final seat. Bought this bucket seat off Facebook Marketplace.
The next big thing I had to do was take apart the control panel and take out the pedals because they were just completely rusted, and I had to just repaint them because it looked terrible when I got it. The steering wheel was also broken, and I luckily found a replacement on eBay, so I bought that. Now, if I would have went with my original plan to maybe make this a main machine, I would have left Fast and the Furious graphics on. I kind of think they looked cool, but since I decided to do a Cruis'n World cabinet, I had to pull those off.
Okay, so this does not have a monitor in it, and I know a lot of people may not like this, but I'm gonna go with an LCD for this one. So how I usually do an LCD is I'll cut some 2x4s that will go across the inside, and then I base them out just like a scrap piece of wood, usually on the back of the monitor, and then this will screw into the top 2x4, and then I'll put like a support one in the middle. So I'm gonna try to get that. So as you can see, what we got in there is two 2x4s going across. I use these L-shaped brackets to mount them inside. And then from the front, we got the monitor. It's kind of hard to see, but... Alright, so I'm going to do the bezel for around the LCD. Some people like to just paint the glass. I don't like to do that, just in case I ever do want to switch this back to a CRT. I do is I get some poster board. Just put it over the screen, kind of feel where the screen's going to be, and like use a razor to cut around. Now this doesn't look great. I'm gonna clean it up with scissors a little bit, and then I'll always do like a layer of spray paint on top too, just to cover up where like it ripped around these edges here. Got the official conversion art. Got this new old stock off eBay. Yeah, probably could have been lower, but...
The next big challenge with this was I could not find the right wiring harness anywhere. I had bought a wiring harness off eBay. It said it was for Cruis'n USA, but it definitely was not. None of the pinouts were right for any of the power connectors. Nothing matched the steering wheel or pedals. And this is stupid, but I ended up just kind of soldering all the wires straight to the board. I didn't want to do that, and it would be really easy to reverse it. It's not like I soldered it like and made a mess or anything. It would just be as easy as desoldering the wires from there if I ever had that harness. And if I ever can find one, I'd pick it up just so if I ever had to do board work on this, it would be easy to pull the board out, because right now, like, pulling the board out with everything soldered to it would be not that easy.
I'm so drained, a year passed by and nothing's changed. I'm so bored, I'm so drained, a year passed by and shit's the same. It got out of control, it got out of control, it got out of control. A lifestyle I can't keep up with, a lifestyle.
Alright, so this kind of looks like a mess. And it kind of is, but yeah, like I said, the harness I bought for this said it was for Cruis'n USA, and it definitely wasn't. So there's all of like the extra harness that went to nothing for this board. I just kind of like zip tied it up for now. If you see all these wires go under the board, that's where I had to solder everything in. I just started soldering everything directly to the board. Like, even if you look at the power in that driver board, it looks like nothing's plugged in the top, but that's just because it's all underneath.
Alright, so that was kind of like my conversion video. I kind of worked on that over the last few months, mainly because when I started the project, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it yet. I was still thinking about either doing a Cruis'n USA or Cruis'n World. Never really thought about going back to the Fast and the Furious game, just because I'm not really like into those movies or anything, and I don't think like I would have cared about having that machine. But all right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hey, all the music in that video was by my band. We're called Urban Doctors. If you like songs about space, time travel, and dinosaurs, check us out on Spotify or any other streaming thing. We're called Urban Doctors.